What if the real fountain of youth isn't a pill, but a good, hearty laugh? Welcome to Elder Secrets, where we uncover the unexpected keys to living longer, fuller lives. In today's episode, we explore how laughter, yes, laughter, might just be the secret weapon against aging. Get ready to smile your way to a longer life.
Okay, picture this. You're at a family get-together, right? And your, let's say, 85-year-old grandmother starts telling that story again. You know the one.
Yeah, everyone knows that story.
Exactly. But somehow, she still gets everyone going. She's laughing, tears streaming, and bam, the whole room just erupts. And in that moment, something really quite remarkable is happening inside her body, inside everyone else's body, too.
Oh, absolutely. Big changes.
Her immune system gets a little nudge, stress hormones take a nosedive, her heart gets a bit of a workout, her brain just lights up. It's more than just feeling good, isn't it?
It really is. It's a fundamental biological shift. It kind of goes against what a lot of us assume about aging.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the show that unpacks the science behind, well, what makes us tick.
That's us.
And today, we're diving into something that sounds, I don't know, almost too simple, but it's backed by decades of solid research you've shared with us. We're talking about the power of laughter for longevity, especially after age 80.
That's right. And our mission for you today really is to explore how humor and laughter, they aren't just, nice to haves, they're actually potent medicine for the body and the mind.
Okay.
So we're going to unpack what's happening when you laugh, why it's so important, particularly as we get older, and crucially, how you can actually use this for yourself or maybe people you care for.
Okay, let's get into it then. When we genuinely find something funny, what is actually happening? Physically, biologically, what's the science behind that immediate laughter response?
Well, it's really a whole body thing. It starts upstairs in the brain's emotional hub, the limbic system. That kicks off this whole cascade.
Okay.
And almost instantly, your brain starts pumping out this cocktail of neurochemicals. You've got endorphins. Those are your body's natural painkillers. It gives you that euphoric feeling.
Right, the runner's high, but from laughing.
Kind of, yeah. And then there's dopamine, which is all about pleasure and reward. Makes you feel good, makes you want more. And serotonin levels go up too, which is huge for mood, for general well-being.
Yeah. And at the same time, it's shutting down the bad stuff.
Exactly. It actively suppresses stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. And those, well, they can really do a number on us, especially long-term, and particularly as we age.
That sounds like a really powerful, immediate effect. But is it fleeting? Does it just disappear once the joke's over?
Good question. And that's where the work of Dr. Lee Burke at Loma Linda University is so interesting. He's been looking at this for like over 30 years.
Wow.
And his research suggests these beneficial chemical changes, they can actually stick around for up to 24 hours.
24 hours from one good laugh.
From one good belly laugh, yeah. Think about that. It's like a sustained natural boost to your mood and health that lasts way beyond the actual moment of laughter.
Okay, so it's brain chemistry, definitely. But what about the physical act? Is laughing itself doing anything?
Oh, absolutely. The physical part is like a mini workout.
The workout?
Yeah, your diaphragm contracts hard, your abs get involved, your heart rate actually goes up, you breathe deeper. People have called it internal jogging.
Internal jogging, I like that.
And it gets things moving internally. Yeah. Which is fantastic, especially for older adults. Maybe folks with limited mobility who can't do traditional exercise easily. Laughter is accessible, and it's actually fun.
That's incredible. So back to our hypothetical grandmother laughing her head off. She's not just spreading joy, she's getting a little cardio session in.
In a very real sense, yes.
But let's zoom out. Beyond that immediate kick, why does laughter become so critical as we age, particularly past 80?
Right, because that stage of life often brings unique challenges. It's often when people start facing what researchers call the compression of morbidity.
Compression of morbidity. Explain that a bit.
Yeah, it's the idea that while we're living longer, the period of serious illness or decline might get sort of squished into a shorter time right near the end. Laughter seems to offer this potential way to bolster health.
Yeah.
Maybe push that period back even further or lessen its impact.
And it's also a time, sadly, when social isolation can become a huge issue.
Definitely. Friends might pass away. Mobility can decrease, family might live far off. That connection fades for many.
And I gather there's actually a field dedicated to studying this.
There is. It's called gelotology, the science of laughter. Dr. William Fry, he's often called the father of gelotology, spent years documenting how laughter impacts aging.
And what did he find?
His work, and lots since, showed pretty clearly that older adults who keep their sense of humor, who laugh often, they just have measurably better health outcomes.
Yeah, the data we looked at is really compelling. These longitudinal studies following people into their 80s and 90s, the ones who score higher on humor assessments, they find things funny, use humor to cope, they consistently live longer.
Fewer hospital visits, too.
Right, and report much higher quality of life. It's a really clear pattern across the board.
So let's dig into those physical benefits. A big one is the immune system. As we age, our immune function naturally tends to decline. It's a process called immunosenescence.
Immunosenescence, okay.
By 80, many people have a weaker immune response, more susceptible to infections, slower healing.
And this is where laughter comes in like a secret weapon. What does it do?
Well, studies show genuine laughter actually increases the production and activity of natural killer cells.
Okay, those sound important.
They are. They're like the immune system's frontline soldiers against viruses and abnormal cells. Laughter also boosts immunoglobulin A. That's an antibody that's really key for protecting mucous membranes. Think nose, throat.
So fighting off common bugs.
Exactly. There was a pretty significant study published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine. They took elderly residents in assisted living.
Right, I remember this one. Split them into groups.
Yeah, a humor therapy group and a control group. After just 8 weeks, the laughter group showed really significant improvements in those immune markers.
Higher white blood cells, lower inflammation.
Yep, and fewer reported colds and flu symptoms. And what's really striking is that these benefits lasted for months, even after the program stopped.
That's huge for sustained health in that age group.
Absolutely. Then there's the heart, cardiovascular health.
What's the connection there?
When you laugh, your blood vessels actually dilate. They open up. That improves circulation and can lower blood pressure. Heart rate variability, which is a key indicator of heart health and adaptability, that also tends to improve with regular laughter.
Better heart resilience, basically.
Pretty much. It suggests a more robust cardiovascular system overall.
I remember reading about Dr. Michael Miller, cardiologist in Maryland. His studies showed blood flow patterns during laughter looked similar to moderate exercise.
That's the one. Yeah, his team even calculated that 15 minutes of good, hearty laughter could burn roughly the same calories as a 10-minute walk.
Wow. That's a pretty painless workout.
It really is. And think about it. For someone over 80 who maybe can't walk easily or has joint pain, chronic conditions, laughter offers genuine cardiovascular benefits they might struggle to get otherwise. It's an accessible route to better heart health.
Okay, let's shift to something else very common for older adults. Pain. Chronic pain is a huge complaint, right? And the usual meds can have nasty side effects. Can laughter actually help manage pain naturally?
It really seems so. Remember those endorphins we mentioned?
The natural painkillers.
Exactly. They are potent, actually more potent than morphine, molecule for molecule. When you laugh, your body releases them, and they can provide pain relief that lasts for hours after you stop laughing. It's a natural, side effect-free option, or at least a complement to medication.
Is there proof of that, like measured proof?
Yeah, there was an interesting Oxford University study. They had people watch comedies while they applied pressure to their arms, basically inducing a bit of pain.
Okay.
The participants who laughed heartily during the funny bits could tolerate significantly more pressure, more pain, compared to those watching neutral documentaries. The pain relief was actually measurable.
So for someone dealing with, say, arthritis or chronic back pain, adding regular laughter isn't just nice, it could be a real part of their pain management strategy.
It absolutely could. And that brings us to maybe one of the biggest impacts, especially after 80. Mental health and cognitive function.
Yeah, depression and anxiety are sadly quite common then. Health issues, losing loved ones, isolation, it all takes a toll.
And depression in older adults isn't just sadness, it's a serious medical issue.
Yeah.
It can speed up physical decline, raise dementia risk, even shorten lifespan. Plus, treating it with drugs can be complex due to interactions and side effects in the elderly.
So how does laughter fit in here?
Well, laughter therapy is emerging as a really powerful addition to treatment. When you laugh, that brain chemistry shift we talked about directly fights depression.
The serotonin and dopamine boosts?
Right. That surge brings joy and pleasure, while the drop in cortisol reduces the physical feelings of stress and anxiety. There was a big study, International Journal of Geriatric Psychiatry, I think. 300 adults over 80 in humor therapy.
And the results?
Significant drops in depression scores after 6 months. Less anxiety, better overall mood.
That's really profound. I saw in the sources that some participants even managed to reduce their antidepressant use, with their doctors okay, of course.
Exactly. It speaks volumes about this non-drug approach. Laughter isn't just masking symptoms. It seems to be actively building resilience, helping people cope better.
And what about thinking? Cognitive function. We know that tends to slow down a bit naturally.
Right. Processing speed might slow. Working memory might not be quite as sharp. But laughter acts like cognitive exercise.
How so?
Well, think about what it takes to get a joke. You need to process language, spot the incongruity or the twist, access memories, make quick connections. It's actually a pretty complex mental workout.
A brain gym, essentially.
You could say that. Dr. Suhang Jiang, a neuropsychologist in California, used brain imaging, fMRI, I believe, to see what happens when older adults engage with humor.
And what lit up?
The prefrontal cortex, mainly. That's your executive function center, planning, decision-making. Laughter seemed to activate it. It also appeared to strengthen connections between different brain regions, which is vital for keeping the mind flexible and efficient.
So more laughter might mean better memory, attention?
The research associates regular humor exposure with better performance on memory tests, improved attention, even more creative thinking in older adults. Some scientists even theorize it might offer some protection against cognitive decline and dementia, though more research is needed there.
Okay, that's a ton of science, but the message is incredibly clear. Laughing literally changes your body and mind for the better. So how does this play out in everyday life? We know humans are social animals.
Deeply social.
And laughter is such a powerful bonding tool. But as you said, social circles often shrink dramatically with age. Spouses pass, friends move, or get sick. And that isolation, it's not just sad, it's dangerous. Studies link it to a significantly higher mortality risk, like 26 to 32% higher.
It's a huge public health issue. And what's fascinating is how inherently social laughter often is. Yes, you can chuckle alone, but the really big beneficial laughs, they usually happen with others.
Shared laughter.
Exactly. It builds bonds, trust, closeness. Dr. Sophie Scott in London, she studies the neuroscience of this. Her work shows that when people laugh together, their brains actually synchronize in surprising ways.
Synchronize? How?
Your neurons fire. It creates this shared experience, this deep sense of connection. It's almost like a primal bonding mechanism.
That is remarkable. And we see this in practice, right? Like those laughter clubs in Kyoto, Japan, for older residents.
Yes, a great example. They meet weekly, do laughter exercises, share funny stories, play games. It's become a lifeline for many.
What's the impact you see on the people there?
It provides vital community and friendship. There's the story of Takeshi Yamamoto, 86 years old, joined after his wife died, was deeply depressed, isolated. Within months, huge turnaround. Mood lifted, made new friends, got his zest back, even started dating again.
Wow. That's fantastic.
And the program tracked health outcomes too. They saw fewer doctor visits among participants, fewer hospital stays, better medication adherence, and just much higher self-reported quality of life.
It shows that laughter really thrives when it's social, regular, and I guess authentic. It's not about faking it.
Exactly. It's about finding and sharing those genuine moments of joy and humor.
But how do you cultivate that, especially if someone is dealing with serious illness or grief or just feeling low? It can feel hard to just find the funny.
You're right. Humor is so personal.
Yeah.
And it's not about pretending things are okay when they're not. But there are strategies. Researchers talk about humor training, basically learning to look for the lighter side, practice telling jokes, adopt a more playful mindset. And then there's laughter yoga, developed by Dr. Madan Kataria in India. It mixes breathing, stretching, and deliberate laughter exercises.
Deliberate laughter. Does it even work if it's forced?
Surprisingly, yes. The research indicates that even simulated or intentional laughter triggers the same beneficial physiological responses as spontaneous laughter. Your body doesn't seem to care why you're laughing, it just responds to the physical act.
So fake it till you make it actually works for laughter benefits?
Pretty much. Just going through the motions can kickstart the physical perks.
That's a really useful tip. What else? Simple things people can do.
Oh, simple things work great. Maybe watch 15 minutes of a favorite comedian each day. Call that one friend who always cracks you up. Keep funny books or stories handy.
Technology helps too, right? Videos, podcasts.
Absolutely. Tablets, smartphones are great tools. For people in care settings, group things work well. Comedy movie nights, joke sessions, even therapy animal visits bring smiles and connection, and healthcare is catching on. You see therapeutic clowns, laughter therapists in some places now.
But maybe the biggest role is for family and caregivers.
Huge role. Just maintaining their own sense of humor, being open to finding light moments, sharing funny observations. It's not about ignoring problems, but creating an atmosphere where a little levity is okay, even welcomed.
Yeah, sometimes the best humor comes from finding it in tough spots, not making light of serious things, but coping.
Exactly.
I remember reading about Dorothy, 90 years old, getting frail, frustrated about needing help. And one day her daughter is helping her dress, and Dorothy looks in the mirror and says something like, "Well, I need help getting these on, but at least I can still take them off myself. That's got to count for something."
Ah, that's great.
And they both just burst out laughing. It didn't fix her frailty, but it changed the mood, gave them both a lift.
That's a perfect example. And never underestimate grandkids. Their natural silliness is infectious. There's that Minnesota nursing home program pairing kids with residents, pure joy.
It really points towards laughter and resilience, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Life after 80 brings inevitable losses. Physical abilities, maybe independence, friends.
Definitely. And Dr. Paul McGee, another humor research pioneer, talks about humor resilience. It's the ability to use humor to cope with hard times.
And people who have that.
His research suggests they bounce back quicker from setbacks, maintain better mental health during crises, find more meaning even when things are tough.
That's powerful. But again, if you're dealing with intense grief or illness, trying to find humor might feel wrong or impossible. It's not about ignoring pain, right?
Absolutely not. Healthy humor acknowledges the difficulty. It doesn't deny it. But it finds ways to lighten the emotional burden a little. Like, the chemo patient joking about their hair loss while still taking treatment seriously. Or someone in a care home finding humor in the daily routines while still mourning their lost independence. It's about finding those small moments that make the hard stuff slightly more bearable.
And the research also shows these benefits add up over time. Laughing regularly throughout life helps, but it's never too late to start reaping rewards.
Never too late. Even starting after 80 shows significant improvements. That Mayo Clinic study with nursing home residents, average age 84,
Right.
they did 6 months of humor therapy. Despite starting late, they showed measurable gains in immune function, mood, social connection, quality of life.
And that included people with significant health issues, even dementia.
Yes, even those with mild to moderate dementia saw benefits. It really underscores how resilient our capacity for joy and laughter is,
Yeah.
even when facing major challenges.
It really does force us to rethink how we view aging and elder care. We often focus so much on the decline, the problems. But the science says joy, humor, playfulness, they aren't just optional extras. They're fundamental to healthy aging, as vital as good nutrition or medical care.
Imagine if we started measuring the success of care not just by clinical stats, but by the amount of laughter and happiness generated. It's a pretty radical shift in thinking.
Okay, so let's pull this all together. After this deep dive, the science seems crystal clear. Laughing regularly helps people live longer, healthier, more fulfilling lives, especially after 80. We're talking stronger immune systems, better heart health, less depression and anxiety, more resilience.
It's a compelling package of benefits.
So here's the challenge to you listening. Whether you're nearing 80, past it, or maybe you care for someone who is, make laughter a priority. Actively seek out humor. Share funny stories. Watch things that genuinely make you smile. Find reasons to laugh, even when especially when things get tough.
It matters.
Your body, your mind, your spirit, they'll thank you for it. And who knows, you might just laugh your way to a longer, healthier, and definitely happier life. A life really well lived, fueled by the surprising power of joy.